Hello, and welcome to 5 Minute Math. Today we are looking at the fourth grade concept of equivalent fractions. This is standard 4.3c in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 10, the 2025 released STAAR test. This is a new item type called multiple select, and if you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. All right, so we need to select two answers. This is a 2-point problem. You'll notice if I select just one and try to move on, it is going to give me a warning. And if I select two and then try to select a third, it is impossible. So you cannot select more than two. Let's make sure we get both points here. And let's see what we're dealing with. We need to find an equivalent fraction for 4/6. All right, so sometimes we can draw pictures to help us, but by fourth grade, typically we're using a standard algorithm here. And so let's start with a picture to see what, if anything, we can get from that. So I'm going to draw 4/6, and sixths are kind of hard. So what I want to do is I want to draw thirds here, and then I'm going to cut those in half. All right, so I've got 4/6, and sometimes what we could do is we can just kind of visually see that we can transform this into two other fractions. Hopefully we're seeing at least one answer right here. Okay, so if I look at what I just drew right here, if I combine 2/6, I get 1/3. So I'm going to reimagine this without that red line in the middle. And let's just say there is no red line in the middle, and I just go straight down. Look what I've got right here. I've got thirds. And as you can see, 2/3 equals my 4/6. So that's the easy one. So let's go ahead and put that right here. Now, how do we do that without the picture? Because the rest, you can get one. We might be able to get another, but that's going to be the easiest one. So let's look at the standard algorithm on this. So if I were to take my 4/6, and how would I get that to 2/3? Well, you can either multiply or divide both numbers, top and bottom, by the same number. They're both even, so you can always divide by 2. It's called reducing or simplifying. And so 4 divided by 2 is 2, 6 divided by 2 is 3. This works because 2 over 2 equals 1. So when you're multiplying or dividing by 1, you're not changing the number, you're just making it look different. Now, we turn that into 2/3. What if we went the other way? I've still got my 4/6 there. Let me use black here. What if I cut these into smaller pieces? If I do this right here. So I've still got my 4/6, but now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. If I look at this, right, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we see 8/12. So you can make an equivalent fraction if you can cut the pieces into smaller pieces, or you can make them larger pieces, and you're not changing the amount shaded. When you have to add more shading or release the shading or erase the shading, that means you're changing the fraction. All I did was cut those into smaller pieces. Let me show you what I did there. I took my 4/6 and I multiplied it by 2 because I cut each one in half. And I get 8/12. You can multiply by 2 over 2 because that's just equal to 1. So you're really multiplying 4/6 by 1 and just making it look different. So that's going to be our other one. If we wanted to check these other ones, what we would need to do is we would need to get equivalent fractions with the same denominator. So let's do my 4/6 and my 3/5. I'll show you an example. Let's just multiply them by the other fraction denominator. So we're each going to get 30, 20 over 30, and then 18 over 30. You see how that doesn't work. We could do the same thing with sevenths. Multiply 4/6 by 7, and then 5/6 by 6, 5/7 by 6. We could do the same thing here, and it's not going to work. Our answers here are going to be 8/12 and 2/3.